All right, everyone, meet Anthony. So Anthony just finished day 30 of the Tour Proven Pathway program of his 90-day journey. But the reason why we're hopping on the call now is because he's made a massive transformation in his first 30 days. So when he started the program, he was a high 90s to 100 to 110 golfer but he was a chronic slicer. And so for him, going from chronic slicer to what we're about to share is a really cool transformation. So first, I want to ask Anthony, what were you struggling with personally in your golf game before you started the Tour Proven Pathway program?
Yeah, I would say really hitting the ball straight. I could get the ball coming out of the chute straight, but then, heck, it would take a massive turn to the right and take off, anywhere from 20 to 45 yards in my drive. And even with irons, I could hit the ball, straight at times, but, when it really came down to it, I just continued to slice the ball. And that was really the biggest thorn in my golf game.
Got it. And so what were some of the initial things that we were able to help you with in the program?
I think probably one of the things that gets overlooked is flexibility. You shared numerous stretching routines that really helped me improve my flexibility, which I still continue and has been not only good for my golf game, but just good in general for pain relief. So that was the first thing, and I will continue to do that religiously at this point. And then, so Andrew, can you go back? So I want to make sure I answer the question completely.
Yeah, no, I just said, what were some of the initial things that helped you get started in the right direction?
Okay, yeah. So flexibility was number one. And then number two, probably most importantly, was just the swing mechanics. Understanding how to swing, understanding what the issues were in my swing, being able to see where the issues were and then go work on them, knowing what to work on was really, really, really important to me, because prior to this, I would go to the range and I would hit a large bucket of balls and just hitting, not really knowing specifically what to do. So the program has really taught me not only how to swing, but how to evaluate my swing and look at it and make sure I'm doing the things right. And then to be able to get, upload it online and get that feedback from you to help keep me on track was big for me.
You make some really good points. So first off, the golf swing is about having a body that's prepared to put you in the right positions, which is when you talked about mobility and that you were limited in some mobility and flexibility. We addressed that. But then also, I like to tell this people all the time, like, you can go to the range and hit a bucket of balls, but if you don't know what to work on and why you're working on it, and then again, how to evaluate it on film, what are you really doing out there? And you really took advantage of that. And that's awesome for me to hear that that's what you learned from the program. So my next question for you, why did you almost not join the program?
A lot of times, somebody who's been playing golf for a long period of time, you kind of second guess all these things. Can I get better? Is it worth it, to put the time in to get better? So I think personally for me, I just got tired of being, mediocre. If I'm going to be out there, I might as well try to be the best that I could be. And so it was completely worth the investment for me. Immediately to join and make that investment to better my golf game.
Yeah, no, so you make a good point. You knew that signing up for this, there's an investment side of it, but it's also the time that in the work that you're putting in. I don't want to hide this. If you're going to come and you're going to get results, you're going to put in work. And you've got to ask yourself and look at yourself in the mirror, hey, am I prepared to put in the work to get these desired results? And you did. And so I congratulate you for that. I mean, again, normally I'm talking to someone on day 90, but I'm talking to you on day 30 because of what you've gone through so far. So actually with that, let's highlight what was your biggest accomplishment so far in the program?
So biggest accomplishment was in my last round, I played 18 holes without slicing the ball. That was my biggest accomplishment, but I also was able to lower my score 22 strokes. So those things combined, I'm doing backflips, you know.
Well, I mean, and that's the cool thing. Like, I know that you highlight the 22 shots, but the coolest thing is you and I both know if you went out and played golf before we connected, you were slicing, would you say every shot? I don't even know, like almost every single time.
Almost every single time.
Yeah. So to go out there and to not hit a slice, for me, that's amazing. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So last question for you. What would you tell to someone who's on the fence about joining the program, having doubts, worries about the investment?
Yeah, well, I mean, think about how much time, money, and energy you already investing. And if you're struggling with your game, or if your game is frustrating, it's completely worth the investment. Heck, you know, me personally, I have about 25 pairs of golf shoes. I mean, I love collecting golf shoes, right? But I think about the amount of money I spend on golf shoes and not really spending the money or the time on my game. You know, I have things backwards, you know, so completely worth the investment. I'm still a work in progress, but I feel good about my investment, not only in money, but in time. And I look forward to the future for sure.
Anthony, I really appreciate you sharing your story, but for me and what I want other people to hear if you're watching this is the investment. You know, you can spend all the money on the equipment, the shoes, what you look like, where you play golf.
For sure.
But for you, you can see it in your face. It's the level of enjoyment you get from this journey and what you're going to get for the rest of your life. And that's what's most important for me, for you to enjoy this game, have fun out there. And you are definitely a great example of that.
Yeah, well, I appreciate that. And I'm going to keep working, and hopefully my scores will continue to drop. And, you know, I can hit that level of consistency and, you know, continue to be having fun out there. And the greatest thing is the people that I play with a men's group on a monthly basis. They could see the difference, and they're like, "Oh my God!"
Well, so, I'm your secret. You don't have to tell them if you don't want to. Anthony, thank you for your time. Thank you for sharing your story, and continue to put in the work and get the results.
All right, thank you, Andrew. I appreciate it.
Have a good day.
You too.